Hello, Akku here again. Welcome to episode 7 of my Feed the Beast Beginner's Guide. I was going to call it the Ultimate one, but most of the mods we're using are in all the Feed the Beast packs. Yeah, some of the stuff is just in Ultimate. But I reckon anyone watching any using any Feed the Beast pack will probably be able to learn a little bit from here. Right, I left you last time. We was halfway through making a cart. The engine's in there, you can't see because it's GUI issue. But I was going to make one of these guys. A compact solar engine. I've decided against it for now. I'll tell you why. It's nice to have one of these on because when you've got this, whenever the sun's out, your solar engine powers the cart, and then the cart will run off the coal engine. I'm going to have to change this GUI AI. It's going to run off the coal engine whenever the sun's not out. But we can start it off running with the coal engine. I think that's the one I need. There we go. So we've got our coal engine from last time and our woodcutter. So it would be nice to have this, but if you look at the things that go into this, we need more of them advanced PCBs, which need more of them smaller PCBs. You see I've just worked out how much redstone we need, and the amount of resources we've got is a bit heavy. Then you need 2 of these, and then this thing requires glowstone that we haven't got, which means going into the nether, which we can do, but there's no need yet. And the reason why I say we can add it, I mean it's not a big deal, we can add this thing later. Because in the latest update of Steve's carts, we get this thing called a cart modifier. So down the line we can make that thing there, iron ingots and anvil. So it takes, the anvil takes 31 ingots. So 35 ingots and some of them simple PCBs and a blank upgrade, which is pretty straightforward. A PCB, some reinforced metal. It's quite advanced, you know, but oops, clicked on the wrong one there. Reinforced metal. Stabilised metal, bit of a journey, isn't it? Well, yeah, it is a bit advanced, but adding that to the cart assembler allows you to actually modify a cart, so we can add a solar engine in later, and that'll be something useful for us to look at to see how they work. So for now, I'm going to get rid of all these, and I'm not going to bother with that for now. But yeah, we'll update someday. The next thing we're going to need. So I got rid of all that. I've changed my chest around a little bit. I've put organic stuff up there. I put foods in that one. My ingots and my stuff to be processed into ingots is in there. Need more power. I'm just making some iron ingots. What I've been using is, and then my gems and stuff's in there. What I've been using is this coal coke. I've just been using one at a time for now, until we get a better power source. In that Stirling engine, it lasts quite a while. So I've been using that to process my materials. I'm going to sort this GUI back out. No, I'm not. I'll wait until I finish the cart. Right, so what else do we need for the cart? The other thing we need is going to be a chest for the cart. So let's have a look at what we've got. I think I want a top chest is what it's called. There's a few different types. I'm struggling because of the GUI. Right, side chests, no, top chest. That's something I'm going to want. A top chest, that takes these huge chest panes and little chest panes and a chest lock. So let's have a look at these in 10. Let's put these into our fabricators. So, not a side chest, no, we want top chest. The top chest needs huge chest panes and small chest panes. Just a normal chest pane, okay. Is that right? Huge and normal, yeah. Okay, so then huge is made up of normal chest panes, that's okay. And lastly we need a chest lock. Oh, there we go, so chest lock straightforward. Piece of stone and iron ingot. Now I think we used all our stone up that we'd cooked. We have, so I need to cook a bit of cobblestone for that. Let's stick that in there once they're done. Let's stick that in there now, get that out of the way. Make the lock. Come on. There we go. So we can make our chest locks. You actually get 8 of them. We don't need 8 though. So we need 2 of these things. And then we need 9 of them for each one of them. So 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 55, we need 56 in total of these things, and that one makes 32. So we need 2 lots of this. So that's just planks with wood on either side. Oh, we need some planks, we need some wood. Easy enough. So bits of wood. And 7. No, we need 4 bits of wood and 14 planks. Okay, we need 2 more bits of unprocessed wood, which I don't seem to have any of. Okay, let's whip outside and cut a tree down. Really quick. We'll have a look at some of the stuff while we're out here to go on tangent like we normally do. I've got a little bit of an easier path down there to get down to here. Our wheat's grown. That's alright. The bees, I put the bees in there and you can see they haven't given us a mutated common drone. But we don't actually know because these may be hybrids. We don't actually know because we can't see. Drone, princess. And because these came from the hives that I pinched from the village over there, we've actually got a silky comb, which means one of these must have been, is it a tropical that drops silky? I'm not sure. I think it's tropical that drops silky. So one of these must have been some kind of forest silky hybrid or something. But it's not a big deal. For now, I'm just going to keep banging them back in there. See what comes of that. It's no real big deal. Right, let's cut one of these down. We're not going to need these trees much longer once we've got our farm going. Jump back up here. I'll get them crops in a little while. Our little animal farm's doing alright. So we need 2 more. And there gets us 64 of them chest panes. Excellent. So, oops. I made too many of them. No. It's been enough of them. Cool, because it's pulled the stuff it needed. Excellent. So we've got our top chest. Scary the way fabricators pull things into them. You don't know what you're making sometimes. So there, storage. Well, I think that's everything we need. We've got our tool, yeah. We've got an engine, yeah. And we've got our storage, yeah. I'm leaving the sides empty because that's where the solar engine will go when we get one. So all we need to do now is remember where we put our coal. Now, in fact, let's see if this does it alright. This thing then, so we put some coal in here last time. Put 16 in because it processed 15 of it into coal coke, and it's produced maybe it's going to be an eighth of that in creosote oil. So I can show you how I would get the creosote out, but I'm not going to do it just yet. Oh, yeah, I'm going to use some of that coal coke. Use it to power this thing, I think. Can I power it with that? No, I cannot. Okay. There's that bonfire piston. So let's use some normal coke. Now, you see, each bit of coal don't do a great deal. Press assemble. Now, it looks like it's disappeared, but actually it's actually processing there, look. So, you can see it's 1% done. It's going to take 12 minutes. So, we'll let that go on while we're doing other stuff. And we should be back in time to see it finish. Right, let's just store some stuff. So, where can they go? They can go to our crafted bit. And then, that was for our blocks. That's for our gems and fuels. It's kind of our sort of things. And then the bee stuff wants to be in the organic chest. Okay, pretty sorted. So the next things we're going to need is a certain type of rail we need that the Steve's cart sits on. Now, am I still filtered by Steve's carts here? Let's have a look. I think I am. Come on, don't mess me about. I'm on TV here. I'm not filtered by Steve's carts at all. Let's do that. Now, there's a certain bit of track we need. I'm not sure if it's actually the tracks are part of Steve's carts. It might not be. It's looking like it's not. Okay, let's unfilter that then. And I think it's called an advanced. Let's try that way. Advanced detector track. That's the guy we're after. So we need to make one of them. So it's going to take 6 iron, 2 stone pressure plates, and a redstone. That's easy enough. 1 redstone. I need to get some 4 stone cooking. In fact, if they're finished, which they have, we'll get all that stone cooking because we're going to need some more stone at some point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 iron. Like so. Now we're just waiting for our... I can't hardly see anything with the GUI this little. Just waiting for 2 more of them. So, pressure plate is just 2 stones side by side. There we go. So we can make them in our little crafting window there because it's a little recipe. That gets us these things, advanced detector rails. So these, you can... This is what we put our cargo manager up against. So that's the next thing we're going to need to make. We're going to want to make cargo. Now there's 2 useful things here. There's a cargo manager and a cargo distributor. And I'm going to do it with the cargo manager just at first. No, I'm not. I'm probably going to make both. So I like the way you use both. And okay, these are similar to... Oh, look at all this we've got to make. Right. So, huge iron pins, large iron pins, large dynamic pin. That takes... Oh man, this is a journey, isn't it? So they take 9 of them. So 9, 18, 27, 36. They take 4 of them each. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 36, 40, 52. So there's 52 of them. Got 52 iron pins. Then that takes 4 dynamic pins. So 56 iron pins in total. So how do we make an iron pin? Iron pin is more than chest pins around an iron ingot. Okay, so we need more than chest pins that we've made. So let's find our wood again. Let's try see if we get enough from doing this. Is our pattern still in there? It is, so I'm going to get rid of that pattern for the lock. I'll get rid of them patterns. And make some more of them, 64. Excellent. And this isn't going to be enough, is it? Well, this is quite heavy, isn't it, on the amount of things we need. So each one of them makes 8. This is going to be enough. I need 56 today. I think I needed 56. We'll keep them spare in case I didn't. And we need some redstone. We need 4 at least, 5 at least. Remember right, so I want 4 of them put with a redstone. And then putting them around that redstone. That was right, I think. And then we needed... Let's spread these out into a full square. So we needed 4 of them big guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll get these back out, put them back in, spread that out again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we've got everything we need there. Let's have a look. Excellent, cargo manager. Okay, there's a cargo manager sorted. And a cargo distributor. This makes things a lot easier for me. There's probably simpler ways of doing this. But what you've got is, let's have a look at the cargo manager first. So your cargo manager, you sit it against your detector track. So now the green side's facing the detector track. So what we'd do is, we'd want stuff coming from the train or to the train through that green side. Now, I like to do it so that my track goes around the corner. Let's get a bit of rail so we can actually do this so it looks right. Track goes around the corner like so, and I can use my Omni wrench to actually make that look right. There we go. So I'd have the green side feeding things into the cart and the blue side taking things out of the cart, for example. So if we look at this, green to the cart, that's good. And we can click that there, it'll send it to the engine. So what we can do is, first of all, we'll split this into separate boxes, like so. And you can have it so it's separate colours in each box. Or you can have it so it's all one big shared inventory. I like it as separate boxes. And then we can... So we'll use green and blue, so let's disable these 2 sides for now. Keeps that easy. So that's so you see there, that button there, cycle, the button with the 4 colours cycles through your colours. So we've got them 2 sides disabled. We've got green going to the cart, and we've got blue, click on the arrow there, turn things from the cart. That's good. Yep. And then this turn back setting, either continue along after transfer, or you can do it so it turns back. So you could have it so that you've got a track next to one of these, and just a long piece of track between it. You go backwards and forwards down the track, or you can have it so it's a loop, and the thing carries on going. So we're going to have it as a loop. So now, any wood that gets put into our cart will get taken from the track when it hits this thing, and then into this inventory. So obviously the cart's going to have its own inventory when we've made it. We need more coal in there. Let's put another, it's about half done, is it? 50% yet? I think I put 8 in there, so let's put another 8 or so in. I've lost count. We'll keep that going. So green is going to send stuff to the cart. So what we'll do is we'll feed our coal, our charcoal into the green side. Every time the cart comes by here, it'll feed some charcoal back into the engine. And blue is going to be from the cart. So any wood that the cart's picked up, or saplings, will get fed into this inventory. And then we can pump out that inventory away into somewhere else. Yeah, excellent. So to interact with this better, what I'm going to do now is make this next part called the cargo distributor. So I need 4 of them simple PCBs. So 4 gold, 16 iron, 16 redstone. And 16, 4. Need to start getting the rest of our gold cooking. There we go. Now we've got some ferrous metal because we've been pulverising iron. We've got some ferrous metal there. And I said before that ferrous ore we want to save, but we are going to need a bit of stuff called invar that uses ferrous metal. So I'm actually going to turn that into. I'm going to run that through the smelter. Not now though, because we're getting backed up. I'm going to run that through the smelter and turn that into. That'll turn that into nickel, I believe. Let's have a look. I'll smelt that, it becomes nickel ingots yet. So I'm not going to use the ferrous, I'm going to save that, but I'm going to use this pulverised ferrous because we make stuff well in there. I'll show you when we get to. That's another thing that's just reminded myself. Corey, one of my subs, pointed out that if I'm in a rush to smelt stuff, we can use our minium stone. And your minium stone there, if I wanted to smelt some iron, I can spread this out around there, I believe. No. How do I do it? Oops, pressed the wrong button there. Come on. It's gone a bit slow. Okay, so it seems I can't do it with that at all. I think you saw it in the ferrous there. Let's have a look. Going off on a crazy tangent that I don't know what I'm talking about. There we go. Okay, I put a bit of charcoal and 7 of them ferrous metals. It'll get me some ferrous ingots. So you can use a minium stone to auto smelt things, but not pulverised iron, it seems. Also good to know. Maybe another bit of coal coke. And I've been really tight with my coal coke. I don't want to waste it all. So 60, yep, we've got enough of them. So now let us put our pocket crafting table back in the right place and get this sorted. Even that out, gets 4 of them, and it was just 4 stone and a bit of redstone. Simple enough. And we've got stone in here. One of the next things we're going to be making is a way of making smooth stone and cobble. That's quite useful. So this thing either goes on top or underneath of this thing. So we've got a cargo distributor. No, sorry, a cargo manager, and now this is called a cargo distributor. We'll put that on there, and this has the same colour sides as that does, so it marries up to them. But what you can do is you can set these sides to interact with different colour sides. So, for example, what we was having there was we was having blue is taking things from the cart, so blue's going to get wood and saplings in. So we could pump wood and saplings out this red side here. We can set the red to be blue. So blue, now, if we pump out of this red side here, it'll pump out the blue side of that. So it'll clear that part of the cargo manager. Excellent. That brings us to our next thing we're going to need. We're going to need some way of pumping stuff. So it's time to start looking at Buildcraft tubes. Simple tubes. I'm going to need a simple engine as well. So the redstone engine that I showed you the other day, we're going to be using some of them. But simple tubes, we just need some wood. And have we got any glass? Don't think we've got any glass smelted. Yes, we have. We've got a bit. We need 2 bits of glass. So there's some wooden transport pipes. And there's some cobblestone transport pipes. Not sure if we'll need all this yet, but it's simple enough just to make them. You get 8 of them for each of them. Very useful. Let's get that iron pulver smelting while we can. Smooth stone can go up there with that stuff. It's easy to get confused when you're doing more things at once. I apologise, like I always do, but I can't help doing more things at once. If I'm waiting for something to happen, I generally start doing something else until that thing's done. A lot of people stand around looking and waiting for stuff, especially later in the game. If you get into the Greg's Tech stuff, if you stand around waiting for machines to work, it'll get really boring. So what you want to try and do is just set things going and come back to them in 10 minutes. Right, so what do we need? So let's just set a little mock system up here. So I said we're going to pump out of there. So what a wooden pipe does is, you see, if you place a wooden pipe down in the world, it has no thick part. If you place it down against something that it can be connected to, so it looks like I can pump out of that table there. The thick part is the inventory it's attached itself to. So it can't attach itself to a bookcase because it's got no inventory. It can attach itself to this because it has got an inventory, so that'll pump things in that direction. So we can pump our wood and stuff into a chest. Very useful. And then the yellow side, I want to go to the green side, which will be putting charcoal into the cart. So for now, I'm just going to put a cobblestone pipe on that side. And what we're going to have in the middle of this is our little furnace there. And we're going to be pumping from our little furnace. That's going to connect to both of them, and I don't want it to. So I don't want it pumping into there, so I have to do this a little bit different when we do it properly. Obviously I'm not doing it in the middle of my base here. Where's my axe gone? There it is. So I need to work out exactly how this is going to be pumped up. I've never really pumped into a vanilla furnace, but I'm going to use a vanilla furnace because it's easy enough. What we're doing here, we're going to be cooking some of the charcoal to make some of the wood into charcoal, so we actually we power the cart from the stuff the cart's making, if that makes sense. So it'll be something along these lines with our furnace there, and then we're going to need a thing called a diamond pipe, so I'm going to have to make a couple of diamonds. And I presume the furnace needs to be pumped into from the top, or maybe from the side. We'll have to find out. So we're going to need a couple of engines, 1, 2 engines, a chest, some diamond pipes. I'm going to get that stuff made. I'll be back in a bit. And I'm back, and I've taken the cart out of there because I couldn't handle my GUI being that little, so I made the GUI back to the normal size. So we've got our cart there. It's got standard hull, coal engine, woodcutter, top chest. I've got a bag full of stuff. I'm going to go outside within a second. First of all, just in case you haven't found a abandoned mine shaft with some tracks, I'm going to show you how we actually make rails. Now what you're going to need is, when you put coal in your coke oven, it creates this creosote oil. We can get creosote oil like so, or by, I think, right clicking on that bit with a bucket. And then I'm using a fabricator here. What we've got is got our creosote oil buckets in there, and we need to send some oak wood slabs to there as well, or any kind of wood slabs. Let's just make some more of them. I've got one wooden tie. I've recorded a bit, but then I forgot to resize my screen, and it all goes terrible if I don't resize my screen. So there we go. We've got 4 wooden ties out of 4 buckets of creosote. And then all you do with the wooden ties is use our little inventory, put them into a crafting square, get your wooden rail bed, and then we need another machine called a rolling machine, rolling machine. That's just a crafting table, some pistons and iron ingots, and that needs power. So you'd have to power that from your Stirling engine or whatever. Our Stirling engine's working away there. Let's grab that. Cooking some more stone so I can go in there for now. Where's it gone? There it is. We need a rolling machine because if you look, wooden rail bed, if we press U, what's over that? We can see that we can make 32 rails out of that one wooden rail bed. So to get as many rails as I've got here, you'd maybe need 12 buckets worth of creosote. And what you do, you put some rails either side of that, standard rails, and so you need to make some standard rails. And to make the standard rails, you need a rolling machine. So 6 would get you 8 standard rails, and as you saw, it was 6 standard rails either side of the wooden thing. That gets you 32 track. So that's how you get a track if you can't find an abandoned mine shaft. Luckily we did find one, so I don't have to do that. So I was going to put my buckets back in there. I'll put that rail bed in there, and that wood can go in there as well, and that wood can go up there. Now I think we need everything else outside. Right, next thing, I said I was going to use a vanilla furnace, but might as well put 5 bits of iron on that, make it into an iron furnace. They're a bit more efficient, so we'll use the iron furnace. And the other thing we're going to need is, I'm not sure if I mentioned this on the bit that I've deleted, but we're going to want to push charcoal out of the iron furnace, back into the bottom of the iron furnace, and into the cargo manager to feed to the cart. And we don't want it to overflow, so later on we can use things called autarkic gates and pipe wire to control when the gates output. We can't do that yet, so I'm going to use red power 2. So what we need to do is we need to make a transposer and some pneumatic tubes. First of all though, so we can get rid of that pattern. We've done that. Looking here, we've got a couple of redstone engines. I made 2, but I think we're only going to need 1 now. That's real basic, a piston, some wooden gears, blah blah blah. So we've got a couple of redstone engines. Now, if we look at here, the transposer, so that's pretty straightforward as well. So we need another piston, which I should have made another one. So iron, oops, that's not iron. Iron ingot, a bit of redstone, and I'm going to keep this redstone out because we're going to need it in a bit. And then 4 cobble, 1, 2, 3, 4, put it in the wrong place, and 3 bits of wood. Gets us our piston. We need 2 bits of wood and 5 bits of cobble. Should have grabbed that earlier. 2 bits of wood, 5 bits of cobble. Let's sling that in there. There we go, there's our transposer. Excellent. And to power the transposer we need a thing called a timer. Now a timer, there's a pattern for it. It uses these things called stone wafers, stone wires, stone cathodes, stone anodes. It's all very complicated looking, but it's all really quite simple. What you need to do is, I've got some stone wafers there. You make a stone wafer by putting smooth stone back through your furnace again. So 32 smooth stone I put back in there, and I've got me 64 of these wafers. That's pretty useful. We're going to need a couple of sticks. So the first thing we need to make is, we want 2 wafers in there, so we'll put them in. Then we want 3 of these stone wires. Now a stone wire is pretty straightforward. That's just a stone wafer with a bit of redstone. So there's our 3 stone wires. We'll make 1 for now. So let's put the exact right things in. Stone anodes are similar. What stone anode it is, as I'm running out of space, I'm just going to put some of this stuff in there for now. Yeah, I'll put that in there, that'll do. Yeah. Stone anode is a little bit more complicated. That is, it's 3 wafers across the bottom, and then 4 redstone, and that gives you 3 of them. So we're going to have 1 spare. So we'll put them in there. And then all we need now is the cathode and the pointer. Now they're very similar. What they both take a redstone torch, so make 2 redstone torches. Now if we was to put them on top of a stone wafer, that gets us the cathode, and you put a bit of smooth stone across the top, that gets you the pointer. So we'll get 1 pointer and 1 cathode. So now we've got everything we need for our timer. There we go, there's our timer, and as I said, we've got 1 spare anode. So they can go in the craftable chest for now. Oops, not the timer, we want that. Putting wrong things everywhere. No, that don't go in there. You idiot, goes in there. So I think we've pretty much got nearly everything we need. The only other thing we need is some pneumatic tubes. Pneumatic tubes, we need stuff called brass. We make brass. 3 copper, 1 tin, and we use our blue electric alloy furnace. So if we could put copper and tin together in our inventory, crafting, we get bronze. We don't want bronze, we want brass. So we do it that way instead. So for now, let's do 2 bits of that brass. Put the other 2 bits over there out of the way. And we want a bit of glass in the middle of them. What that does is makes us some pneumatic tubes, which is the red power tool tubing. So now I think we've got absolutely everything we need to go outside. I wonder what time of day it is. It's want a bit of light out here. I've changed a little bit of things out here. I cut the trees down, I flattened an area out. I put some steps because I was sick of jumping up these blocks. I've made some wooden steps. That's real straightforward. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits of wood in a step pattern. We'll get you 4 steps. That's another thing, of course. So that just lets you run up rather than having to jump up. And then what we can do now is, and this, I left this here just to show you. Our bee's finished again, and we've got a forest princess again. And now we've got a common drone. So our first mutation's happened there. We've got a common drone. We've got some honeycomb. Let's just take this down for now. I'm going to move this just over here, out of the way a bit. And because we started doing pipes and stuff, we could automate one of these pretty soon as well. We're going to have a spare redstone engine from what we've just made. I'll put the frames back in. I'll put the forest princess in the forest drone. I'm going to keep the common drone to one side for now. So I will put that in my inventory there, out of the way. Alright, it's getting dark. So let's go and sleep, and we'll do this all when it's bright. Back in a sec. Okay, so it's light again. So now, first things first, let's lay our track down. Now I had to go 3 from the edge of anywhere, so the trees have got somewhere to grow. So we'll start there, and then 3 from the edge of this, 1, 2, 3. There, so first corner's going to be there. I'm going to run us all along here. The same there. And then what we're going to do a little pattern that kind of backs on itself. So let's go like so. I want a gap of 2. So if you look at it from this way, it's like a kind of E shape. But it's going to have more than an E shape, I think. It's going to be a bit bigger than an E shape. Oh, no. Okay, that'll do. That'll be big enough. So let's sort this out. So that is an E shape, turns out. So we've got a little E-shaped track there, which will do us nicely. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace them 2 blocks. Or should I do it over there? Should I do it over there? Yeah, I think I'll do it over there. I'll place these 2 blocks here, these 2 tracks should I say, with our advanced detector rails, like so. And that means this is where the action is going to happen. So we want our stuff out of our bag, want that, and them. You can go in there. So our cargo distributor should I say, is going to go there, and our cargo manager is going to go there. Now we need to decide what's what, so I'm going to have red as fuel to our cart. So to the cart, yep, and engine, that's good. We'll change this so it's separate slots again. That's red, and our other colour is yellow. So we want yellow, we want from the cart, and we want that from our storage slots, excellent. And we want these 2 disabled. There we go. So this is where all the action is going to be happening. The next thing we can do is actually get our cart placed. Let's create a bit of space around here. I think the one thing I may have forgotten is to make a lever. We'll need a lever. Right, so what we can actually do now is we can put our cart down, flop our cart on the track there, and they see his cutter, his chest, and there's his engine. And if we put some, again, we've got this gooey issue with Steve's carts. We put some saplings in the woodcut a bit there. That's good. And then we're going to bang some. We'll do some of this coal coke in there for now. Put 2 bits of coal coke in there. So it starts getting us. Instead that, I'll go planting the saplings. So off it goes, merrily on its way. Excellent. And we can start working out how to do this. So, what did I say? Red was to the engines. So red wants to be the input. So I'll put a pneumatic tube there. And I want blue to go to red. And that does not join. Oh, there it goes. Now it's joined. See the way it didn't join because it had no valid reason to join. We've given it a valid reason to join, so now it's joined. Excellent. And then we want... This could get a little bit convoluted under here. But I'm going to try and do it as tidy as I can. So... I'm going to want... What do I want? I want that there. First of all, our in fairness is going to go here. Our transposer wants to go next to that. Let's do that first. Our transposer down, so that's going to screwdriver out. There we go. Our in fairness, I didn't mean to do that. Our in fairness is going to go here. So now, any charcoal that this furnace produces is going to get shoved out that side once we've got our timer down. So, let's do that next. Let's put our timer there. So our timer set to... not 10 seconds, that's too much. Let's set that to 5 seconds, that should be fine. So every 5 seconds that's going to pulse and try and pull in something out the side of there. So what we're going to do is just turn that around a bit. I think I may be going one too far across, but we'll see. That's going to join to that. We don't want it to join to that at all. So what we do want to join to is the bottom of that. We can make a thing called a cover, which we might have to do. Probably the easiest way actually to make a cover. We want charcoal to go in the bottom of there as well, because we're going to use the charcoal to power this furnace as well. So it's going to be a little enclosed system we're making here. And then we want this all to join up. So yeah, let's make a cover. Now, to make a cover, we'll have to run back inside and grab the diamond handsaw. So that... Actually, I've got a better idea. Why don't we use the bottom of this? I'll put that there, and I'm going to get rid of red from blue. So right click to get rid. I'm going to put red to purple. Purple's the bottom of this. So now, that should attach to the bottom, which it has done. Very nice, thank you very much. And yeah, all we need to do now is get a cover on there, and that's that bit sorted. Back in a sec with a cover, all the stuff to make one. And we're back, and you can see the Steve's cart is just trundled around merrily. It's using the fuel that's in it. It's not used that up yet. And it's dumping all the apples and oak wood in there. It's not putting saplings in there yet because it's clever and it'll fill this up first. So any saplings it's going to put straight back into its woodcutter first for replanting. Once that gets full, it'll start putting saplings in here as well, which is pretty useful. So it's going to refuel itself when there's fuel in there, but there isn't yet. Right, so I've got the diamond handsaw. I'm just going to use a bit of dirt. One bit of dirt. I'm going to cut that up in there. Now there's quite a few things you can do with this. I could make strip covers. As you saw at first, it made slabs and then panels. You can do all kind of stuff. What we want is just a dirt cover for now. Using a dirt cover is a bit tight, but it's going to be underground this, so it won't matter. And if we shift click that, that'll start connecting to there. So now any charcoal that gets produced in here, the transposer is going to pull out, send through this pneumatic tube. It's going to try and force some into the bottom of the furnace to use as fuel, and it's going to try to force some into the red slot of the cargo manager, which is our fuel side. So that's all perfect, that bit's done. We can cover up this, like so. And now the other bit we need to do is, this bit we're going to use, actually want that open, we want a redstone engine in there. Oops. Redstone engines don't have an inventory, do they? Otherwise, well, let's just put another cover there, just to be on the safe side. I don't think this will be a problem, but we'll put a cover there anyway. And I still didn't bring a lever. Want any levers in my bag? I don't think I will have. No, we need one bit of cobble. Let's just run up here and grab a bit of cobble. Should have brought a lever with me. Padding the episode out by mistake. So, one bit of cobble. And then most sticks are in there. One stick. Gets us a vanilla lever. Which we're going to want. So let's put that out of the way, under there. Just want that placing and turning on. So that's turned on. What that'll do is that'll power this redstone engine when it's got something to power. So green side is where our wood's going to go. So that's yellow. So we want green, set into yellow, like so. So that's all we need to do with that. You can get a lot more convoluted, tell you which sides to pick and stuff, but literally that's all we have to do, is do that. And now, put a wooden pipe there. And that's going to start pumping wood and stuff out of there. But of course we've got nowhere for it to go yet. And, something else we want to do. It's getting dark. Let me, how do I sort this out now then? Dug myself into a corner with loads of stuff. Let's just grab that for now. So I don't want to turn that off particularly. I'm going to go sleep again. Back in a sec. And we're back. And what I'll do is, I think we might run out of fuel. No, his fuel's going down though. We can turn this guy off by, again, sorry for the GUI, but clicking that priority thing there, we can go that all the way down to disable. So just turn this guy off now until we're ready for him. When you've got more than one engine, if we had a solar engine in, we'd want the solar engine on high and the coal engine on low, so then it'd use solar as much as it could. That's what that's for. Anyway, the next thing we're going to need is a diamond pipe. So I made some more diamonds out of our gold using the minium stone. Let me around a bit of glass. You get 8 diamond transport pipes, which are going to come useful quite a lot of places. What we can do is we can put that guy there. And what we want to do is, not click that because that'd be foolish. What we want to do is, we want oak wood to go into the iron furnace. So what we do is, in this filter here, we put oak wood to there, and that's all we do. And then we put our chest for collecting stuff there. What will happen is, anything that's not oak wood is going to go straight past into the chest. Alright, so you can turn this guy back on. No need to turn him off at all. So if we put some oak wood, not in there, in there, you see that should start coming out, and the oak wood's going to go, as long as it can, it's going to go downwards. That's what it does. As long as it's got a place to go, it's going to go down. And I have to put a bit of coal in here to get this started off. I'll use a bit of that coal coke. And then I'll start cooking this into charcoal. Now the charcoal, you're going to see come through this pipe. There it goes. And looks like it's going to fill that up first. So then we've got charcoal in there that our engine's going to start taking. So that's going to keep going until that's full. Once that's full, and wood can't go in there, then wood will just go straight across. That's how these filter pipes work. They're quite useful. They'll send things where you want them to go first, and if they can't go there, they'll just keep going in a straight line. So if we cross our chests in a straight line, now this little wooden chest ain't going to do us very good here. It's going to fill up really quick. But for now it's okay. We can change that in the future. So pneumatic tubes, they go the shortest route. So it'll always fill that first. So we should have maybe done that a little bit different. Let's just change that. Let's oops, I don't want to do that. Use a little bit more of the pneumatic tube here. And do it like that. So now the coal should go to the engine first because that's the shortest route now. should go to the furnace. So what this is going to do is first it's going to fill this up with charcoal, then it's going to fill that up with charcoal. We don't want it to be full of charcoal, we don't need that much charcoal in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little bit of wood out of it, I'm going to steal a bit. Didn't need to steal that much at all. 4 will do. I'll turn this into 16 planks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12. 12 will do. What I'll do is I'll make 12 buttons. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the buttons in there, so they will get fed into the engine, because the engine can't take buttons. There we go. So now it's going to fill them 3 stacks up, then back up the system. Once it's backed up the system, then no more charcoal can come out of here. So what I'll end up is we'll end up with 64 charcoal in there. Whenever some gets used out of here or out of there, then it'll let a bit more in, and all the rest will go to the chest. There we go, little automated, fully automated system. So this should run forever now. I can't get out. I'm stuck. Let me out, son of a bitch. And that's working away quite happily. We can cover this side up, and we lose a little bit of the cat plant there and there, but that should be fine. So that should now. Why are you not working? Is it out of fuel? It's out of fuel. So we haven't got enough charcoal yet, so I'm just going to keep using this coal coke until we've got a bit of charcoal built up. You see it's there, it's built up a lot of saplings. So there we go. Come on, work. Is he working? Are you chopping? He's chopping. Great stuff. So I'll call that an episode there. Thank you as always for watching. Thank you very much. I hope it was educational and entertaining, and I hope you join me next time when we'll see how it's going. Cheers. Bye.